All right, so as y'all know, we have had this TOTO four-wheeler for, I don't know, quite a long time now. So we've been having issues with it, and we finally got it, you know, to run. You've seen it moving around the property here, but we've had issues with the chain coming off because the self-adjusters never did work right, and or not self-adjusters, but they're, you know, they're chain tensioner adjusters, so they never did work right. But we got some new ones somewhere right here. I got them. All right, so we got the new slack adjusters for it, and we got a new chain right here. So we're going to be putting all this together today and see if we can't get our four-wheeler back in use. She's been down for a little while because of this. The chain actually broke this time. So today we're going to put all these back on here and see if we can't get the four-wheeler running. Being as the backhoe is down for a little while, we can't move wood around that way, so, you know, of course we got to get the four-wheeler going until I can get the backhoe going. We did find out what was going on with the backhoe. Evidently the ECU on this thing is a pretty common problem for it to go out, because we found out that the one that's on it is actually only a couple of years old as well. So it's just one of them things. I guess they just go out for whatever reason. We did find out though that they have an adapter for that, so you can bring the ECU off the bottom of the engine and bring it up inside the cab where it's protected a lot better, but it's like $1,500. So we're not doing that anytime soon until the thing starts making some money. But it is, the ECM is only like $400 to $500. And then of course both the batteries went out at the same time. We found that out yesterday. Both, you know, but they're 5 years old, so it is what it is. But anyway, today we're gonna get this going on here, and we'll bring you along for this ride and show you how to do this. So we had this welded at one point so we could keep the chain in place, but you know, it just, the other side just kept coming loose and what have you, so it's throwing the chain out of whack. But you know, that's the nice thing about these little Chinese four-wheelers, y'all, is the parts are cheap and they're not real hard to fix. In this particular case, you know, we're just gonna basically drop the rear end out of it, and I'm gonna fix the adjusters that way, and then we're gonna put it back on and put the chain on. I mean, considering how old this thing is, we've had it now for 7-8 years, and it just, the kids have beat on it, you know kids will be, and you know, the fact that this thing just keeps on kicking, it's just really amazing that it still keeps kicking. You know, you put some minor repairs onto it, and you just keep running the P-waddle out of it. Like, you know, we have swapped bolts out, and it's lost bolts, and we've changed tires and put different tires on her. Miley even run it one time with the whole front wheel came off.
Yeah, that was funny.
She's like, I don't know, it just stopped going. She didn't realize the whole front wheel was off of it. But she's a girl, so you know, you can't expect miracles out of that. She don't know about stuff like that. And then she come up one day and said, the wheel's gone. So what do you mean the wheel's gone? The wheel just didn't come off. And she says, yeah, it did.
Yeah, that's when we was having problems with the bolts.
Yep. So this one's got a bolt inside it that I can't seem to get loose here. I didn't know that had happened. So let's see if we can get something in there to it. I may have to remove some other stuff here to get to it. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that. So let's see if we can get the old adjusters off first. But it's loose anyway, so we can at least, we know it'll move now. But this is the adjuster right here that was bad. It had stripped out. I guess just over the years of wearing around. I mean, this thing's probably 12 years old, maybe 13 years old. And like I said, she's been beat up pretty hard. So I'm pretty impressed with Toto four-wheelers, to be honest with y'all. We had a customer give it to us, said it quit running, and they just didn't want it anymore. And he's like, if you can just want it, come get it and get it off my property. And it's okay. So we went and picked it up and put a $15 carburetor on it, and it started right up and started running. You know, we've had to replace the carburetors a couple of times over the years, but you know, they're 15 bucks, you know what I mean? So you run them until they die. But at least they're good and cheap to do. You know, she ain't super powerful, but she does the job. That's pretty much all we care about. The engine's still sound. So let's see if we can get these off of here. We're just going to replace them both since they came as a pair. See if you can find me a 1/2-inch socket in there.
1/2-inch socket.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. What do you think? 1/2-inch socket. Let's look. Alright. You watching while I'm looking. 1/2 millimeter. No, that's 12 millimeter.
1/2 millimeter.
No, I said 12.
You said 1/2 millimeter.
I know, I said that first, and I said 12. I corrected myself. Alright, where do you have? 16.
I think there's one up there on the
11.
wood bench.
Where?
Up there on the wood bench.
Okay, I will look in there in just a minute. Find a lot of 11. You need 11?
Nope. Yeah, I got to take the sprocket off and everything else in order to get to this and do it right. You know, that's what I get for just kind of throwing it together, you know, when you need it in a hurry. But as you can see, it's loose anyway, so it really needed to come apart. So right now I'm just going to get this bottom, the skid plate holder off of here, and then I'm just going to go ahead and take the whole rear axle out and fix it. You would think it'd just be easy to pop out of there. But it all needed to be done anyway, because it's 17.
Nice.
Yep.
Killed it. It's alright. Killed it.
Huh?
I killed it.
Oh, they're still gonna be out there assholes this morning. Alright, so as you can see, we got the axle out. We did find out our seal on the axle is supposed to be a perma-lube axle, you know, bearings, but you know how that goes. So we're gonna stuff some more grease back in there. We found out we got this crack up in here on the where the shock housing is. So I'm gonna weld it up real quick, and then we're gonna clean it up a little bit and put it all back together. I am gonna put some grease on this right here and see if we can't tighten everything down the right way. And maybe she'll quit riding down the road and squeaking like a herd of mice. So we'll see. So I'll bring you back here in a minute. What we were getting was just pressure from the old line. The easiest way to get to these bolts right here, I'm gonna bring you down here and show you. These bolts right here, instead of trying to come through these holes on the axle, just take these two nuts over here. These two nuts on one side. Take them loose, slide your disc caliper brake back, and look, you can slide the axle back and forth nice and easy. And then you can get to all these bolts nice and easy with sockets. So I just kind of help you, a little hint there, make it a little easier on you. You know, I'm not no professional when it comes to these, but it's something I just learned that it was a lot easier to do that to get to the rest of these bolts. When the other bolts came loose and came out and broke, I had just stuck whatever I could find laying around the shop in there, and didn't bother to do all this. But I didn't realize it was going to be this easy to take this all apart either, so that's what I did. And of course now, since I've done that, I've kind of watered the holes just a tad bit and tore up the other bolts. So we are going to get new bolts for it and put them all back in here the right way and make this thing solid again. And hopefully we'll be able to do some burnouts with it again, because it used to be able to spin the tires pretty good and play in the mud pretty good. But since all the rigging I've done on it over the years, instead of taking the time, you know, I just want to throw it together and let the kid play, you know. But now we need it as a tool up here, so now she's got to be done right. So we'll be putting all this back together the right way. I've greased up the axle, got the seal back in there the right way because it was falling out, and put a bunch of grease up inside that axle. We're just tightening down our sprocket now. You can see this one's got some little play in it. I'm not sure how I'm going to adjust that. I know it's not supposed to have any play in it, but maybe once everything gets tightened up and we get tension on the chain, that it'll solve that problem for us. As you can see, these are really easy to take apart and put back together. Just a matter of minutes, really. Okay, we got a chain on. Now I'm not gonna put the caliper back on it for right now, because it doesn't work anyway. Well, actually the master cylinder doesn't work. So basically all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna strap it up for now, because she hasn't had brakes on her in 5 years that we've had it, so I'm not gonna worry about it now. So we're just gonna put this part back together. Shorty can put around here with it. And like I said, she's been riding it for years without the brakes, so it's not like this thing goes real fast, and she already knows what to do. So we're good to go. I'm just gonna strap it up here for now, and then when we get down the road here a little bit, we get a few extra dollars, we'll order the brake stuff for it. Oh. So not stressing it. And the front brake, it will work if you squeeze it hard enough, and it'll slow you down. But like I said, we don't ever worry about it. This thing doesn't go real fast. She ain't got a whole lot of torque to her, so it's not like you're out here doing donuts and doing 20 miles an hour everywhere, you know. It just doesn't, she doesn't go that fast, so we don't worry about her. But she is pretty much ready to go now, and we're rock and rolling. Put all the tools back on. All right, so we got her back together. We ain't too worried about the brakes right now. Like I said, we're gonna get some we're gonna get a new master cylinder for her here soon. She ain't never had brakes anyway, so Shorty ain't worried about it. But today's her first day of cheerleading practice, so tomorrow she'll be able to get out here and put around the yard with it, and should be rocking and rolling. We will order the master cylinder and stuff soon, but in the meantime, I'm just gonna basically just tie this thing up and let her sit there. I might put it back on here just to have it on here, but for the most part, no, I'm not gonna worry about it. So until next time, y'all, don't forget, like, subscribe, and share. Thanks for watching our videos. We'll see y'all soon.